Alright guys, last video of 2022, maybe. If I have time, I might do a video on this thing because I finally, actually broke it. But it's still tied to what's going on with this setup. So for the last 6 months, not 6 months, several months, 3 months, somewhere late summer, my i2000 quit working. And my assumption was, and I even pointed it out a couple of times, that little junction up there where I had my wires tied together, very early on, my blades reached back and clipped it. I just assumed that it was damaged. So over the weekend, I pulled it down, checked it out, and it was just fine. And then I traced my wires out, and on the ground underneath the tower, I found this. And that's where our short was coming from. I have no idea how this happened. The only thing that does anything underneath my tower is my chickens like to scratch under there. And I just can't accept that that's chickens. But anyway, done with that. Now, we had a storm a couple months back, or a month back, and it actually blew up that battery over there. This is one of my less interesting explosions. It only popped the cap off and was not very dramatic. I finally got this rearranged. I replaced that battery with one from I had this 24 volt bank over here that I'd already had to, I had to steal one battery for a lawnmower and one battery for a go-kart, so it wasn't working for that bit anymore anyway. So I put one of the batteries over there, and despite the way it looks, actually checks out just fine. I charged all my banks up and they held voltage. The problem is that whenever that battery blew up, I had 2 or 3 turbines freewheeling on that circuit, and they blew this up and they blew my 24 volt regulator up. The 24 volt regulator is what I've been using to control voltage going to everything else. I use it to switch my switches, to operate my fans. It's a 24 volt to 12 volt step down, and that's what I control all the small bits with, because all the small bits can't handle high voltage. Now the only switch that I've got left that's working is that one, and it's not up to I don't think it's going to be up to the task. It doesn't really matter because I can't control the rest of the stuff anyway. So the system's still down. I'm only leaving the i2000 running because trying to top off my battery banks. So in 2023, as we're coming into 2023, I'm probably going to reevaluate how I do this, and I'm going to try and come up with a passive braking system, something that will shut down all of my turbines in the event of if I lose a battery, or if power goes out. Because right now, if power goes out, all my system disconnects from everything upstream, but everything downstream, my turbines, that might be the other way, looking the other way, depending on how you want to look at it. Everything on the grid side, it disconnects from that. Everything on the turbine side, it says, whoop, it's a free day. My turbines spool way up and they break things. So I'm going to try to come up with a passive system that will automatically break my turbines whenever that happens, and also something that will set the brakes on if I lose battery voltage down here, if I lose a cell or something. Because this is the third, maybe fourth, I can't even remember how many batteries I've blown up. But every time I blow up a battery, it breaks all my stuff. One of the joys of using cheap batteries and setting up the system to just pull as much as it can out of the air versus actually, maintaining and charging batteries. So the risks I take lead to this, lead to my little distress here. But like I said, we've got the i2000 back up and running. Turned out to be absolutely nothing wrong with the turbine at all. Could have been something I fixed if I had looked down. So she's still up there just purring away. With any luck, she'll keep going. After the beginning of the year, I hope to finally get back to this thing. And I actually have, I don't know how well it's going to work, but I have a couple of projects planned for the year that I got to pull up funding for, and I think might be real fun. Anyway, that's that for now. Everybody who's watched all my videos, stayed with me through 2022, I hope you all had a wonderful year, and I hope the next year is wonderful also. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day.